What's up, my folks? I hope everyone is doing good. Today we're going to talk a little bit about mistakes, all kinds of them, I guess. But first, let's talk about proper age just to let a dog really start doing bite work and and getting along like that. All right, this is a young dog. This was probably about an 11-month-old pup. Okay, bottom tooth. I'm just showing you how a tooth really looks and how it sets. See, it's bladed that way, thick that way. And this one's got a real slick root. That's the root. All right, and it'll set down in the jawline like that, and it sits down in a socket in the jawline. Until the dog is mature enough, I want to say I was told one time at like 17 months old, the jaw actually hardens, releases a hormone that hardens the jaw and sets these roots in good. Because an older dog, when they do lose a tooth, a lot of times come out, it'll be a lot more coarse than these younger ones. Okay, this right here is the award for being stupid, letting a younger dog play too rough and doing bite work, actually catching pigs too young. But all right, what happens is that tooth is set down in that socket. Okay, his jaw's right there, set in there. Okay, as you can see, it's at an angle like that. So when the dog is actually pulling, it's pulling back on that angle. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's how the thing is. And when he's shaking, you're rocking this way on the blade. Okay, and when he's jumping up and down pulling, it's pulling and putting pressure. If that tooth's not set real good, or if he's snatching on a hog real good, or hits a hog, hits him real hard, you see how that tooth is? That's what ends up happening, okay, until that tooth's set. That's the main reason. I know, because I got some younger dogs coming up, and you guys have got it from me that are, man, they're I understand, but just remember, that's no good. You want to make sure that their teeth are set. I know if their mind's ready and they all ready to go, just let them get to that point where, because look, every time you lose something like this, you took a tool away from that dog's tool belt, okay? You took a tool from him, and you can't afford to lose tools, not especially hunting in the South. These hogs are bad and shit. I'm telling you, you'll end up getting your dogs hurt. They need all their tools, so I know you got to wait a little longer. I know patience is a hard thing to come by nowadays in right now world, but it's worth it in the end, okay? Because I mean that's a 3-tooth dog now. You know what I mean? That's an old one. He's an old dog now, but that was his tooth. That's how he lost it. You know. But that and let's talk about breaking sticks, okay? On the puppies. On your puppies, I like these softer type breaking sticks. But they will break. Like these will break like shit on a hard mouth dog. Okay, on a grown dog. But for puppies, I like it because it's got some, as you can see how it'll give, like when you're playing with them, got to get them off, whatever. It doesn't like put a lot of pressure on the tooth itself. It kind of gives in, and you can kind of mush it up in there and get them to let go, on a little pup when he's ruined. But on your bigger dogs, these probably won't work. These are not going to work that well. I'm telling you they won't. I've tried them. They don't work with the shit on dogs. You want, on your bigger grown dogs, these are very high quality sticks. Something like this. This is a good stick, okay? This is a African hardwood stick. Really nice. I mean, these were got online. My KP got them for me, but they're really good stick, real high quality, thick, strong. I mean, you can get a good, even on a hard mouth dog, you just wrench that son of a bitch off there. I mean, you got to put some pressure, of course, but the stick doesn't cave under pressure, like the tips don't round off and break off real quick. It ain't no hammer handle. You know what I mean? It's a really good hardwood stick, African hardwood stick. Real nice quality. I think they were got online. I know they had to be ordered, I think from Europe, but these are the type of quality sticks you want for your real hard mouth dogs. But like I say, for your pups, it's a good idea to have a softer type stick when you're playing with him. Just remember when you're letting him, go through the motions, doing his jump. Just don't, if they're getting real rough with it, remember that. Kind of keep all their feet on the ground is one thing. Don't even, them young ones, they don't even really got to have their front feet off the ground, maybe an inch or two. I mean, just something to give them a little pressure on the spring. You know what I mean? Let them put their natural pressure on it, and all that. and don't snatch them and like hold them up off the ground a lot. Because I mean, even that, when these are slick roots now. I mean, they're real slick. You can, I don't know if you can actually see them. Try to get the light on it, but you can see the ridges in them starting to form. He's probably about 11 months old, 12 months. But when they get older, they get better ridges that like anchor the tooth in better and everything. You know, it's worth it to wait a little bit longer. Okay, that's one mistake that I made plenty of. I'm not gonna lie, I made plenty of. And another mistake, not having good hard sticks when you have accidents. You know, trying to use shit that breaks on you. You know, that's a fucking nightmare. So make sure when your dogs get grown, you know, and these dogs get older for you guys, y'all got some good, in case you have an accident or something. And I'm gonna go ahead and kill two birds with one stone on this video. I've seen guys have commented to me, a couple of you, about the old dog I used to have, Scooby. I guess some bullshit runs online about him again. It never dies, that old dog. But so I'm gonna give you the whole Scooby story, you know, because I know there's always a bunch of drama and shit. And a lot of people now, there's people that are talking the drama, never actually seen the dog hunt, never seen anything about him. You know what I mean? Don't know shit about him. And the ones that do, it's funny. Also, I have people that have actually seen the dog hunt that are on the channel, that are subscribers. You know, so that you know they can, you know, you make your own decision up. But the dog was he come by a breeding off of Ed Farron's yard, a male off of Ed Farron's breedings, back to a little, it was like a Jeep Red Boy Bose Eli dog. You know what I mean? Heavy Eli, crossed up bitch. That was probably about 10 months old when Jay Barker bred him. So she was young when she had the litter. I don't know what happened to her. But anyway, I ended up with a pup when he was, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 months old or something like that. No one wanted him. He was so fucking wide ass open, little fire breathing dragon type little dog. And they just was tired of fucking with him. So I got an email, didn't know him, you know, and asked to want it. And me and Georgia had just went through a fucking shit, man. We had a bad run with dogs. We weren't getting anything worth the shit. And I was like, you know, you want to ride up there and get him? He's like, fuck it, let's go get him. So we went up there and got little dog. I brought him home. First thing I did with him is run my glass sliding door off the rail with him. He seen his reflection. I let him go in the house for a second. He seen his reflection, about busted my damn glass sliding door off the damn rail. So I was like, damn, you know, little puppy acting good. So anyway, long story short, raised him up, and he did good for us. But he was this type of dog, and I had enough of these dogs to know he had to be 110%. If he was 110%, he was, man, I ain't seen too many dogs as good as he was. I'm telling you, I ain't. But if he wasn't, he wasn't. There was no other way to say it. He just wasn't. I mean, he just wasn't worth a shit. And I know this because, I mean, one time I took him hunting when he was just ho-hum like off the chain, and he didn't even look like the same dog. But long story short, well, actually I'll tell you what, it was the first time I showed Scooby in the public was the first time I met Paris. Paris, you know the dog I'm talking about. I showed 2 that day. We hunted 2. It was back at my place. And it was the first day you met me. And I had the black Eli Red Boy dog that quit. And then the little brown one. That's the one they're calling a chump. That little fucker, that little brown dog I had. Yeah. But so that was, you know, get through him. You know, he's 5.5 years old. He was a good dog, but he was that type of dog, man. You know what I mean? He was just wide the fuck open. Born stormy. I didn't want to put him in the brood program, really. I mean, he had 8 keeps put on him with me. And I got 3 deposits back, and I just got through getting a deposit back. And I was like, fuck, man, he's old. And I had a guy that was interested in him, that was willing to work him right now and do him one more time, you know, take him and have him have one more hunting season is what he said. So, and I felt like he had a good hunt left in him. But I told him that. I was like, man, I've never had to hunt this dog more than 45 minutes. Less than that. I don't think he ever seen 40 minutes with me. And He's always been in immaculate condition. Y'all don't understand the kind of keep we used to put on a dog. But as far as like hand walking, it's kind of like the Crenshaw keep. I mean, we used to put a lot of freaking hand walking on dogs. I mean, a whole lot. I would put 4 or 5 miles on them, and then Georgia would come and get him and fucking put 6 or 8 miles on them some bitches right out. You know what I mean? They were in immaculate condition. He's always been that way. So I sold him for $1,000 is what it was. And I sent him up there to him, and they took him right in, put him in good shape. I get a call back a couple months later, and they said they got on a hunt, and he got on a good hog, and he loved it. He was bad, and from start to finish, he's 100% bulldog, and blah, 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 right? Well, you know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, well, that's his 9th keep he's had. So, I mean, and he's 6 years old now, okay? 6 years fucking old. So this is where it gets sketchy. I don't know what happened if they decided to go on a big ass pay hunt with him after what they seen. And anyhow, I got a call, and he said, hey man, we got Scooby going to a big ranch in 2 weeks, and he's stale. I said, well, just lose your deposit. You're gonna lose your deposit. Fuck that, blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a bad day if you don't. Well, they took him hunting. He looked like shit. They didn't catch no hogs with him, you know, blah, blah, blah. He probably quit. I don't know the whole story. And I don't know if he was sold after that or what. I don't have no idea. I don't care. But that was the story with the dog. I mean, he quit, obviously. But was it his fault? Or was it stupid ass decisions? I mean, who the fuck is going to go on a once in a lifetime hunt and take a dog that was stale, 6 years old, if you didn't have quite a bit of confidence in the dog? You know what I'm saying? If you didn't see something with your own eyes that gave you a lot of confidence. I mean, I just don't see anyone being that stupid. But hey, man, you know, it is what it is. But that was him. I never did breed him. I wasn't going to breed him. I could see that, man, he's the type of dog that, I was scared that if he ever got, because, man, when he got fucking done with something, he got done with the shit. When he didn't want to do something, he wouldn't fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that part of him scared me. But as far as him being a highly coordinated, highly athletic, highly powerful fucking dog, yeah, he was. Come here. Which one I got in here? Come here. What are you doing? Oh, you don't like this camera. Come here, Cherry. She's looking good after her puppies. Come here. You ain't in no trouble. I got her sucked back up. But as far as him being a good dog, as far as a usable dog, in the right hands he was a very usable dog. But he was much like a paladin dog in that aspect. But he had a lot more speed than my paladin dog. He was very fast. When you take a dog and you get him stale, especially they ain't the same. I told him that too. He ain't as good as he was when he was 3. You know, he's 5.5. But he's still got a hunt left in him. You know, I think he'd go out and have a good hunt with him. And they did. I didn't say they had 2 hunts left in him. You see what I'm saying? People always fucking gotta be stupid. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's what I mean about making good decisions with your dogs, with everything on it. You know what I mean? And especially with something like young dogs, you know. There's no hurry. I mean, everyone gets in a damn hurry with these dogs. You don't have to be in a hurry. Just like that little dog we were talking about. I mean, he was a cur, but he was a fucking fire-breathing dragon at 10 months old. You see what I'm saying? We didn't have nothing but gas money in him. Still gave him the respect to let his teeth harden in his head before I let him start catching hogs. You know what I mean? But yeah, to call him a piece of shit and all that, that's kind of one of them things, you know. Well, we did good with him. I'm not saying he was a dead game, even a real deep game dog. I don't think he was. I don't think he was a real deep game dog. And that's why he didn't get bred. I had Buster there that was throwing deep game, good dogs that, you know, consistently. And we were focusing on that and the dynamite stuff. But I don't think Scooby was near his game as fucking Rusty or Rita or any of them dogs coming off that way, and we already had that kind of blood. Come here, Rusty. But as far as him being a dangerous animal on a pig, you damn right he was. Now, but now I don't know any of them. I've seen some really good dogs fucking ruined that didn't look like nothing like themselves. Plenty of them. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of them didn't look like nothing like what they used to look like. You know, and that's what I think happened with that dog. If you want the truth, it is. You know, you can only hunt them for so long, and I don't like hunting them after 5 years old. That's just not Come on, what is wrong? What's wrong with you, girl? But I don't like hunting them after 5 years old. Period, because they just ain't. They slow down a lot. You know, even if their body looks fresh, especially if they had a lot of work put on them. You know what I mean? That their body has to heal from every one of those keeps is hard on them. Don't drink that. We'll change that. But every one of them keeps is real hard on them dogs. It's hard on their insides. It's hard on their joints. It's hard on, so, you know, you got to take all that shit consideration. I mean, I always have people ask me about buying older dogs. I don't really sell a lot of older dogs. I mean, like that young dog. I mean, I really don't like to. I'd like to get them where you got to put a little bit of time in them and shit, and get to know them a little bit better. You know what I mean? Than a fucking 4-year-old, 3-year-old dog anymore. Besides, when I get on 3 and 4, I mean, unless something, you know, unless he's got to be retired and I'm just selling him as a stud dog, you know. But most of the time it's puppies. I mean, we got an older dog in Florida that we're contemplating selling. It's actually it's Rusty's brother, but I don't know yet. We don't know what we're gonna do. This is a pup that I was telling y'all about off of Rita. Not Rita, but Rusty and Dixie. This is my little pup off that. She's a good acting little dog. She's kind of shy to the camera shy, but I like the way she's built. Put together, she's a nice little dog. Built just like her sister, but smaller version. Acts like her too, real talented and coordinated. But I'm real happy with them ones. But anyway, folks, y'all don't be in too big a hurry. Let them get to at least 17 months old, I'd say, on my end, on my stock. Because, you know, you got a lot of that older shit in there anyway. But just let them do it. Because you know how long you had to wait for them. There's no sense in rushing and knocking their damn teeth out. But y'all take care and keep on bulldogging. And that's the Scooby story. Anyone that says anything else, that's all I can tell you about that dog. For us, he did real good. Real good. I mean, you couldn't ask for better. But we also knew what we were dealing with. You can ask Georgia. He'll tell you straight up, yeah, we didn't think he was game. But we didn't think there was that many hogs he couldn't run down either. There wasn't many could stay in front of him. Not when he was right. When he wasn't right, he looked like shit. Because I remember one time I hunted him. There was a hog brought up to the house right there. And I wanted to catch him because the boy was thinking about buying him from me. And I let him, I had him, he would just come off a fucking another one of them, I get my deposit back kind of shit. And he'd been sitting on the chain for like 2 months and ain't done shit. You know, he was just hog fat and shit. I took him, man, there to catch, he looked like teetotal shit. And I told Jeff, I was like, man, that motherfucker better be A1 100% or he ain't worth a fuck. He's like, you damn right. I mean, and that was him. That was him to a T. So that's all I can say about it. And y'all take care and y'all keep on bulldogging.